Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome. It is Thursday.
Game delay, do we need to give you a wake-up call? Would you like us to serve as an alarm clock for you? Make sure that you don't fall too deeply asleep?
Is he actually telling us that we're boring? Is that what that says? It sounds like
I don't
it.
think so. I don't think that is what he's saying at all, because he doesn't want to sleep too deeply. If he were bored, then we would put him out, like, fully out. I think this is so that he has a little bit of distraction to keep him awake.
Got it.
That's my interpretation.
I see how this could be construed. So as a I don't want to fall too deeply asleep, so I want something in the background keeping me away.
Exactly.
I got it. All right, game delay, you're redeemed.
Thank you, Ghost Hunter. Long time no see. Feels good to be back, everyone.
Hello, everyone. We got We got Ghost Hunter. We got Spatsnat. We got Vector, Paint Licker, Sarcastic Grandpa. First time chat. Hello.
Grandpa.
Also, great name. Love it. Video game archaeologist. Panic Bomb Arcade. Sugar Brush. What's going on? Ben, how's it going? Of course we got Game Delay. Flapjack Nickelsack. Love it. Never gets boring. Oakren, Fiend, 394. Excited for Nova yet? Yeah. Are you kidding me? It's like literally imminent. I have to start thinking about packing, which means that it's very close. Like personally packing, like packing my suitcase, which means that it's very close. D-Fresh, Tadpole Jackson, what's going on, everyone? We got so many people here today. I hope you all are having a wonderful Thursday. Been a nice, busy day. We had a delightful lunch today at the office. We had our nice, what do we call it? Our kind of staff lunch, where we all got together, had the same lunch, and we hung out, which was great. So it was a good time. Beaned 1 pair of clean underwear, 99 paint bottles, and 6 brushes. Packing is easy. I need to do more than just 1 pair of clean underwear. I need clothes to wear at the show, folks. I pack better than that. More responsibly, one might say.
We don't allow Monument Hobbies representatives to only walk around in their underwear at events.
Much less 1 pair for the whole week.
Yeah.
That's funny. Well, we got a bit of a Danav today. We're gonna work on getting this guy done so we can take some pretty pictures of him. He's actually pretty far along already, which is nice.
I like the colors. I
do too. This is like, it's funny because I like to paint in really bright, bold colors. Like all the stuff that I've been doing lately with all that War Machine stuff for Crix is definitely not how I typically paint. I typically use really bright, saturated, punchy colors. So this stuff and all of the Age of Anger art is very much up my alley because it's super vibrant and really interesting, very colorful.
Got to get booth babes. So our booth babes this time are Jordan and Jason. And
what about Christopher? Christopher gets some love too.
Well, he's not really going to be like at the booth the whole time.
He'll be around.
He'll be there, but and also we're not actually selling anything at the booth.
Correct. So we're just pretty faces.
We're just they are just there to be pretty faces. I said we, but I am not included in this. That's true. As far as you guys know, Jordan. Well, no, yeah, you don't know Jordan has legs. You've seen that he has toes. That's about it.
You've seen that he has toes. Jen, you're supporting them in this?
I mean, I can tell that you do, but why should they believe me?
Because you're an authority.
Oh.
And you're very trustworthy.
Stream title today is Mom's Back, Time to Shape Up. So I guess, yeah.
Yeah. Mom's in charge. Mom's back, gotta shape up. What a great
been gone all week.
What a great stream title.
A lot of shenanigans going on when I'm not around. So.
Jen, you are in great form for your stream titling today. I very much approve.
Jordan has nubs with toes on it.
Well, hold on now. That's a little weird.
I mean, I don't think that they saw an entire foot. I think they just saw the top.
All right.
Because let's be honest. we're not Rockettes around here. None of us are able to do high kicks.
Yeah, my high kick is pretty good, being able to let you see toes from this. Yeah. To be honest with you,
this is a standing desk that he's at. Maybe that's where we're unclear.
Yes,
Jordan is standing right now, and the desk height is what, like 4 feet tall, probably 4 feet high.
Yeah, at least, yeah. So I can kick above 4 feet, because realistically, like, you can't see my hand until like here, and that's another almost foot off of the table. So that's like near. Well, maybe it's not quite 4 feet then, because I'm only 5'10" or something like that. I'm like smack dab right on the average of height for.
So yesterday, Gabe confirmed that Jordan floats, or that Gabe floats.
So Gabe was calling me MODOK yesterday.
Okay, so Gabe confirmed that Jordan floats around like MODOK yesterday, but then the day before, you learned that Gabe is sus. Okay.
Gabe is definitely sus.
Gabe is super sus.
Jen's like, can confirm Gabe is definitely sus.
You need a standing desk to paint like Jordan. That might be step 1.
Awesome.
But I will say, I don't think you used the standing desk before you came here, right?
No.
Yeah. Jordan was a good painter before he came here. He's only been painting regularly at the standing desk for like a year and a half.
Yeah.
So there might be more to it than just the standing desk.
One would hope. Can you imagine if it were that easy to get good at painting? Just buy a standing desk and use a standing desk. It's literally that easy. You know how many standing desks we could sell? It would be insane. We'd sell paint, and we'd sell standing desks, and we'd be making it rich. And a little bit of cleanup here on the skin. Some small touch-ups. Boom.
Spent all your money on figures you never have time to paint. Maybe someday you can upgrade that to a standing desk too. They don't have to be anything like super fancy. We have ours on bases that are from Amazon. They're adjustable.
Yeah, these the like the typical. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, these are easy.
I think they have a crank. They might have a button. I don't know.
They do have a crank.
They have a crank.
Yeah, I have the handle for the crank right here.
Yeah. You can get just a piece of butcher block and one of those bases. $200 maybe for a good standing desk.
They tend to be a little bit more expensive once you start looking at ways to make them
ones,
adjustable. Yeah. But
we even had before these. I think Jason just made tall bases, like just like leg extender, like big. He just took 2x4s, I think, and just put 4 of them in the corner of a table. Cranked at standing desk doesn't have the same ring to it. I agree. Cranking it on stream is against TOS, Baby J, which is why the crank is there just next.
Did you say cranking on stream is against TOS? Oh my gosh.
Yes.
You guys are so special. Never change. Please and thank you. My TED Talk is over. Just adding a little bit more highlights here, cleaning up the face a little bit. We got to do these eyes today. Gotta figure out how I'm gonna do that. Oh, I still have.
They call you special ed.
Boom. We got this guy here. Nice little reference image. Okay. So, yeah, they're just like eyes with red irises. Okay. Easy enough to do. Let's take a deeper look, shall we? All right. So, a little bit of
Don't know, T. Schmid.
What was the question?
Jason is doing businessy things.
Oh, yeah.
Couldn't tell you.
I would guess that it's probably likely we'll see him on stream today.
What's everyone been up to this week? Here since Friday. Crazy that it's already Thursday.
I know, right?
Work.
This week has been a whirlwind.
Yep. I hear that.
Well, hello, Jason. See? Told you guys.
There you go.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Sorry.
Did finish a model. Awesome, Baka. Refereeing soccer. Fun. What's the weather like for that right now? It's still super hot here, so refereeing soccer in Arizona does not sound fun.
God, that sounds awful.
Ghost Hunter's been a menace, telling Christmas Sushi that he's handsome with a haircut. Why is that being a menace? So you guys got to see Christopher came in and showed off his new do.
His new do. It's a drastic change.
It is
Chris
such a
is
drastic
damn
change.
sexy.
It looks
Yeah.
great.
Who knew?
I told him I really liked the hairstyle he's got going on.
I mean, here's the thing. He always wore it back, so it always kind of looked short.
True.
But
He could trick you into
he's
believing.
got a nice head of hair.
The mid 70s.
It's
No,
not
next week's
anymore.
going to suck mid 90s. Crimea River.
It's going to be humid
Crimea
and
Well, that's
River.
humid,
80
though,
something degrees, Jason,
So
for
I
us.
don't.
Crimea
I don't
River.
envy the
might have
90s
looked.
and humidity.
What you got over there?
I have some amazing stuff to show off because it is the final 24 or 48 hours of the Dragon Trappers Lodge campaign. So Jen should have a link coming to her very soon. If you can check your chat, Jen. And she'll be posting it throughout the stream. But we have teamed up with the fine folks over at Dragon Trappers Lodge and have got some really, really cool stuff. We've got two of the minis here, which are the Pan Fawn Sire, that is kind of the leader of one of the dark fairy faction. And then I got to put together both of them, but this one's in more pieces. So give me a second and I will glue her up. We also have the Sealy Queen, who is part of the I have been calling them by not their real names. They're like the light and dark faction in this kind of fey, world that they've created, and they are super freaking cool.
Gabe, is that the link that I was supposed to find somewhere? I don't have it anywhere.
Yep, probably. Did Gabe just post something?
He posted a link.
That's it. Copy that, and we can repost it throughout the stream. But the Sealy Queen is one half of this is more animalistic, fawn, fey type creatures. The other half is very floral, which is really cool. They've got like knights riding on bumblebees. Bunch of really cool stuff. Check that link. It is in its final hours. Alan Bicephalo Studios, fantastic artist from Mexico. We talked about this coming up on, it's probably been nearly a month ago. And he hand-curated some colors out of our Pro-Acryl line that you can pick up in bundles if you don't have Pro-Acryl, have never tried it. Some really cool stuff to try out there as part of the campaign, where you can get the same colors that Alan used when coming up with the artwork for the models. He's super cool. It has taken us forever to print these, unfortunately. In the midst of printing 5 million salamanders for Nova Open.
I think that's actually the correct number too. 5 million.
It turns out that I get really free because I think that, you know, like, oh, it's just printing minis. It's great. We can do 1 million of them, right? Printing's easy. And then all of a sudden, guys are like walking around here like zombies. Poor Brennan. I tell him he probably sees salamanders in his sleep. Video game archaeologist, the flower stuff is amazing. Can you imagine the kind of colors you're going to be able to do to models like this? The Sealy Queen, look at her. She's like sitting on a floral bed of petals. Her wings are like flower petals. She's basically a flower, holding a flower staff. It's a really neat combo of stuff put together for these guys. Interesting. I'm in love with the Pan Fawn Sire. It's such a great model. He's he's like a tree ant, right? He's got like wooden bits.
Paint Liquor, did you see the link? We're not telling him.
Fates Entwined. Really great stuff. Also built with the one-page rules, fantasy rules in mind, but also a campaign on its own with some really cool stuff. Cool lore, obviously. Tons and tons of neat stuff going on with it. I'm going to prime these up.
Are the tree bits part of his body or worn armor?
It appears that it is kind of part of the body, right? Because it's like he has wooden legs, but then we have flesh, but the flesh goes into wood. So in my head canon, right, it's that he is part tree, because you see he has branches kind of growing out of his neck area up here, and that's all growing out of his skin. So I think that he's just, you know, a forest creature that is, you know, truly part forest. Amazing models. As usual, Dragon's Trapper Lodge has tremendous sculpts, great creative. If you've never tried their stuff, this would be a great jump-on point to get involved. And it's all at a great price. If you have a friend with a 3D printer, have access to 3D printing, then it like all of this world of 3D printing, great value and getting a lot of models and cool stuffs. Obviously, we 3D print a lot around here.
Chuck, you're going to have to then give us a little bit more of some advance notice if you don't want us to talk about models on a certain day. Because we don't know what came in your mail.
We don't know what?
Chuck said, while I appreciate you guys showing us cool new models to buy, I really wish you wouldn't do it on a day we had a boatload of models delivered in the mail. I said, well, we didn't know that, so you're going to have to give us more notice.
Yeah, it's not our job.
Technically, I knew that. But
Chuck, I'm going to go a step further and say we don't care. We are here to support your habits, not to keep you away from your habits. We are the bad guys.
We are the bad guys.
Not the good guys. Can we be more clear than that? I don't think we can be more clear than that. We are not, Monument Hobbies, not the good guys when it comes to your model addiction.
Mo just said it's been the absolute worst 2 weeks of his life, and he would like for you to cheer him up, Jason.
Mo? How is that even possible? You're older than dirt. These can't be the worst 2 weeks of your life. Anytime I say that, I'm like, this is the worst day of my life. I'm like, actually not. I just do a good job of not remembering the other bad ones.
Out of sight, out of
mind. But I am sorry to hear that. And we can definitely make it better because we'll show you some really cool models.
Worst 2 weeks so far, so you're expecting more.
Nah, that's not good.
You're not reflecting back.
That's not good. I'm going to need you to be... It doesn't really work. I want to do the cheerleading thing.
Be awesome.
Be positive. Be positive. Be positive.
Does it work better
positive.
if I have the thing in my hand?
But it's the syllables that screw that one up. It's like be aggressive. Be aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
Be.
We don't want him to be aggressive though.
Positive.
But be positive.
Positive.
Be positive.
Positive is such a. Why does it have so many darn syllables?
And happy doesn't have enough. Well, it has the right amount.
Aggressive and positive have the same amount of syllables.
It has the right amount. It's where the
emphasis is.
It's where the emphasis is that's really killing us here.
I guess. Yeah, that's true.
Sarcastic Grandpa, we are definitely enablers.
Be excited. Be excited. Yes, there you go.
There you go. Hoosiers, yes, the new orange will be available on next Friday.
Slow, you must have been a cheerleader in high school. You've got the rhythm. Of course I do.
You've got the rhythm.
Of course I do. What are we talking about?
Jason's got the rhythm inside. He's gonna let it ride.
Oh, Jesus. This just went from bad to worse. I didn't know we could get any worse than we already were.
Oh, I can keep on. I can keep the rhymes coming. You just let me know when you want them.
Here we are, chat. Here we are.
Don't worry, Chad. He's got a bat.
Don't
be a rat.
I'm gonna prime this guy in black brown. Because he's part tree, so he gets black brown. Why not?
You were a cheerleader in your high school's Powder Puff game.
Powder Puff? What the heck is Powder Puff?
Well, that's what they used to call it when the girls got to play the football and the boys would be the cheerleaders.
Oh, it's powder. They call that the Powder Puff game?
They call it Powder Puff football.
Was it like flag? Or did they get out there and wreck each other?
I mean, it probably depends on the school. But they're girls, so they're not wrecking each other as much as the guys do, I don't think.
Have you seen that Bikini Football League?
This was, I mean, I'm going by my
Literally, those girls wreck each other in bikinis.
Oh my God.
It is no joke.
I'm going by experience from my high school. It was not like that. Mo, I'm sorry to hear that. It certainly sucks when so many things go wrong all at once. But you will get through it.
Oh,
because you've
jeez.
gotten through every
Mo.
single day so far in your life.
Ugh.
So I am confident.
Mo, that's rough, man. Chat, let's give some hugs and hearts for everybody that's undergoing rough times in chat. Some may not speak about it. We all have our ups and downs. You're not alone in that. Mo's being very vocal. Mo, I respect that. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for sharing. I'm sorry you're having to go through that. It's always tough, but know you've got people that care, even if we can't be there and reach out and do much in the physical sense. We can give you a place where you're considered a friend and can hang out and breathe a little bit. Hopefully that helps. This whole community, I think, would know very well that anybody in chat that wanted to come hang out, we're probably pretty open to. We got a cool group here. You included, Mo. But I hate to hear that. I think for me, the hardest thing is I hate that I can't do anything about it.
Nope.
Right? And I feel like that's really what drives a lot of us crazy. Stuff goes on and you're like, I can't fix this. You know, you can't fix it for your kids sometimes. Your friends, your family. Sucks. One of the biggest things, my personal experience, obviously all I'm really able to talk to, but just make sure that whenever you're feeling like you're having rough times, don't turtle. Don't turtle up. Right? Even if you only seek to commiserate with one person, right, or in one way, make sure you do it. Make sure you get out there and speak what's troubling you.
Mo, you haven't brought everything down? No. It's
Oh,
always
man.
okay to take a step back and just remind everyone that, you know what, we love you guys.
Also,
and we appreciate all of you, and like Jason said, we're your internet family here.
Yep.
That's the worst thing you can do is think you're being a burden
Yep.
when you're having a tough time, because then you'll stay alone in your tough time and you'll only burden yourself.
Yep.
And you don't want to be there either. So
we love having you here, Mo. Rain, sun.
you're not bringing anybody in here down. We're all
It's
freaking
great.
watching miniatures get painted on the TV. It ain't like you can really turn that sour, dude. Right?
It's true. It's really true.
Always look on the bright side of life.
Yeah, how bad can watching models get painted on TV really be? The answer is nothing but pretty good, I think.
I mean, that depends.
Well, hold on now.
Right.
Whoa.
That depends.
Are we painting good models, bad models?
Yeah, see. I need more info.
But I think even with bad models, you can have funny conversations about how silly these models are. Well, not these models, but how those models, hypothetical models that don't exist on our desks. Because the ones we have are awesome.
Video game said this is why they need a Cora cam. So I'm going to give you a few little Cora pictures up here. See if this works. Oh, how cute Cora is.
Hi, Avian. Hello, Slow Fuse, Baby J, Supreme Commander Jen. Why do I want tacos now?
There she is.
You want tacos because tacos are delicious.
I was gonna say, is this a real question?
I like that. That seems like a silly question.
I'm having a hard time understanding. Is this a fake question?
Why
Sounds
do you
like a
not
fake
want
question.
tacos ever? If somebody said, "Hey Jordan, do you want to go get tacos?" I don't think I'd ever say no.
Sorry, I'm having airbrush issues, so I gotta do some cleaning here.
That little green thing in the front of her is her favorite broccoli toy.
Is it butter or something?
It's just clogged. Like really bad clogged.
Romeo G is appreciative, maybe, for getting the song stuck in his head.
Post doggy in Discord. We have good.
Oh, I could do that. Yeah.
Cora
I guess
pics.
whenever I can see it.
that
probably,
pet channel
that's
is
more
also
logical than trying to show you on this little tiny webcam. I will do that. Chuck said, so if you need a laugh, Mo, today on my bike ride home from work, I saw an older lady happily walking with and talking to her potted plant. Yeah, that's a good question, Mo. Was the plant talking back?
I wouldn't have stuck around long enough to figure that one out. I gotta be honest. I'd have been like, I gotta go.
Big Bob says, Jordan, you want to do a spicy challenge with tacos?
Nope. I like my digestive system to work perfectly well without any sort of hot, fiery lava flowing through it.
Wimp.
Well, Avian is saying the problem with Chicago
You're welcome to participate if you like.
The problem with Chicago is decision paralysis of so many good taco places in Chicago. And he's saying this to people in Arizona.
Did I literally just hear this?
Yeah. I literally
Somebody
just
told
read
us
it.
that you have the paralysis of too many good taco places in Illinois.
Chicago. Yeah.
In
Chicago, Illinois.
Really?
So don't come here, because you would literally just never get anything done.
So how about this?
Zoom by without asking questions.
If I were ever to do a hot and spicy challenge, and it were with Jason, I would accept. because I think that would be fun. Also, you'd crush me in 2 seconds flat because I would be a wimp. But I think that it would be really hilarious to watch.
The thing with me is that some people will lead you down the hole of like all of these vinegar hot sauces.
Oh, I hate vinegar hot
sauces. And I won't do it, right? Because they don't taste any good. It has to have flavor. Some people are just trying to be out of this world hot for no good reason. There's no flavor to it.
Flapjack Nickelsack just said that Chicago has some of the best Mexican food in America.
So I'm going to tell you that you're incorrect.
What?
Been there, done that, not even anywhere close.
Video games, like, they can't even get pizza right. I don't want to see a Chicago taco.
I was going to say the closest they could come was lasagna with some pizza crust on the bottom.
Again, let me emphasize to you all that we are in Arizona.
We are in Mexico, basically.
Ooh, man, they can't even get pizza right? That's dark.
That's dark.
Expat population in Chicago. Well, guess where there are more?
Yeah.
Arizona.
Yeah, turns out. Northern Mexico, right here.
Good and taco do not go together north of Amarillo, said T. Schmidt.
Correct. Also true.
Awesome.
Although, okay, I can't say north of Amarillo because the Metroplex and even up into like Oklahoma, you've got really good Mexican food. Colorado's got some pretty decent Mexican food. The Southwest is growing, so we do have to take that into account. Right?
I like Chicago pizza. I don't have a problem with Chicago pizza.
I don't either. I can't eat it a lot. It's just too much.
Yeah, it's very bready, very doughy.
It's
so
too much. There's just too much in it. They're literally trying to kill you.
Lou Malnati's good. Giordano's meh.
Yeah, that is true. Giordano's is just kind of like meh.
You want to hear something really terrible?
What's that?
Based on my previous experiences and recent experiences with both of these two, although it's been a while since I've had Giordano's, but the Lou Malnati's around here, not good. The one in Arizona, not good. I ordered it and literally threw the rest of it away or gave it away. I don't think I threw it away. I think I gave it away because I was just like, this is gross.
You've said that. I've never had a problem with it. So
yeah, maybe I just had like a really bad pizza or something, but my experience was not good.
Portillo's is fine. We have one here. It's fine.
It's
fine.
It's meh.
It's fine.
Like In-N-Out is meh. Everybody loves it for the same reason they love In-N-Out.
Yeah.
Because it's hip. And it just is kind of meh. I didn't find it had very good flavoring. It just was kind of bland.
We have here in Arizona one of the top rated pizza places in the entire country, and has been for 10 years or more probably.
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it?
Very good.
I've still not been there. I need to go there.
We also have a newer place called Trevor's Liquor, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's a liquor store, but it has fantastic pizza. And it's my understanding that the owner of the Trevor's Liquor used to work at Pizzeria Bianco.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which is why his pizza is so good.
Is Bianco the place that we went downtown?
Yeah.
Okay. It's just such a little hole in the wall. It's hard to realize that place has got... Now, there's multiple ones, though. Right?
Well, they have the sandwich place, which I've talked to you about before, which I really like. I don't know if they have two pizza places. Well, maybe they do.
What's your point in that, Avian? Mexican food is definitely not the same across all of Mexico. We know that. We can get all kinds of different styles of Mexican food in Arizona, and they're very authentic. Papa Chicken, I don't remember. Sorry.
Arizona is primarily that Sonoran Mexican food, rich sauces, seasoned meats, not a lot of cheese. Then there's Tex-Mex, obviously.
And New Mexico.
And Mexico City style, more traditional, heavy meat. It's more European. Heavy meat and sauces, not a lot of what
Papa
we
Chicken.
traditionally consider Mexican food.
I only read the first part. That was my fault for not reading the whole thing.
What do you say?
He said, "Do you remember the chiropractor joke I posted?" And I said, "No." I didn't think anything of it. The rest of it was about a week back.
Oh. Jen was just called it quits.
Yeah, I'm like,
no, I didn't.
Sorry.
And
I don't know what
Jen
you're
was ready
talking
for
about.
the punchline, didn't read the punchline.
I wasn't expecting it. It came out of nowhere. It's not Telemachus.
The Spanish Inquisition of dad jokes.
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
Okay, Airbrush. I literally just cleaned you as good as I can clean you. What the heck is going on here?
Jay Tyler just said, "Gotta thank you guys. As a noob painter, I watched you base yellow for gold and used it for bronze metal on Brazier Minis. The metal really popped." Awesome. So you used a technique that you saw and worked for you. Love that. Mo said I missed it earlier. Who makes the Baphomet model? Is that the one you're painting, Jason?
Who makes what?
The Baphomet model?
It is the Panfon Sire. He's like a fae, not Baphomet, but
Baphomet.
has kind of a demonic look to him. But it's a pan.
There's the link.
Fates
Maybe.
Entwined, a narrative campaign. Only 1 day left.
Yep.
Holy cow.
Gotta jump on it.
Getting these eyeballs all painted.
The 3D printer model, which means I can't have it, which saves me money. Thank goodness, said Ghost Hunter.
Can't just grab it. Gotta work at it. I'm sure that after the campaign, you will have lots of people who have bought into being able to sell these as prints. They are amazing prints. This model is amazing. Such a good model. Great design. Good sculpt. Not too over the top. But a lot of really good details. They're going to be fun to paint. And then the Sealy Queen.
Model is wild.
Which also is absolutely freaking amazing. The Sealy Queen's faction is my favorite of the two. I really like the Panfon Sire that we're going to paint up, but this Sealy Queen is absolutely fantastic. Her and I get hung up on the Fae Knights on bees. They're called the Buzz. I forget what they're called. It's got some good fun in the naming. Just take a look at the campaign. There's between these two factions, there's something that would appeal to everybody. And if you're new to Procurl paints, there's a great way to get your hands on the sets with the colors in them that Bicephalus Studios, Alan, used in painting the studio models, which I thought was super awesome. Alan is a tremendous painter out of Mexico.
Right. Teeth.
Hoosiers. Have fun. See you next time.
Bye, Hoosiers.
See ya, nerd. Man, I have missed streaming the last couple of days.
Schmidt said, Jason, is there an update on the new aerosols?
What do you mean? Update. Yes. Soon. What?
Just soon.
That's my update.
That's fair.
I asked the handling company for an updated shipping notification today, and I had not had that before I came into the stream. But hopefully tomorrow morning. They usually get back to me in the mornings. But the shipment should have been picked up from the UK last Friday, I hope.
Our links don't work. Our
links don't work. What happened?
What's the matter?
Silly.
commands don't work. We have a soon commands, but our commands are not working right now.
We have assumed command.
Streamlabs on the fritz.
Yeah. Seems like we're working fine yesterday.
Was there a Windows update? That always happens after Windows updates.
I don't know. I didn't turn it on the computer today. Christopher might know, though. Oh, Christopher! I think they're watching the stream, so I wouldn't be surprised if they were trying to find a solution.
No. He's not our IT department.
No. I said Chris only because he usually gets the stream all ready to go.
He's not our IT department. So that would be weird for him to say.
I would definitely wear more dresses if they were made out of like flowers like this. Easy to say that because I wear 0 dresses. So.
I haven't seen Mike in forever. I haven't been here forever, so I don't know. Has Mike been around, Jordan?
He is not.
What happened to Mike?
I don't know. I can ping him and find out.
Yeah.
Was he going on vacation? Flapjack Nickasack, I would look pretty. I would be gorgeous. Gorgeous.
Gorgeous?
I would be gorgeous in my flower dress. With my flower wand. I would be a princess.
From all the gifted subs.
Huh?
Be a prince.
Wad said he would bankrupt. From all the gifted subs.
Goodness, I hope not.
Or he was crushed by an avalanche of Warhammer boxes.
I also hope not.
I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. I sleep all night and work all day.
Were you marked safe in the timber falling incident?
What?
Were you marked safe in the falling of the tree incident?
Falling of the tree?
Yeah.
I wasn't there. Ba-dum-dum.
Wait, Ogren, is that right? Last you heard about Mike was chatting from the hospital on Friday? He was in the hospital on Friday?
What?
He was talking about medical stuff.
Like something wrong with him?
Yeah.
Was I here Friday? I don't remember this at all.
He's diabetic,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, he had COVID. Oh, he was
Oh,
in the
no.
hospital with COVID.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, someone better check on Jordan.
Game Blade, that's not good.
I will message
Yeah, we got to
him.
reach out to him.
Yeah, we'll reach out to him.
Send
I didn't
him a
know that
message
he had
after
COVID.
stream. Make sure he's alright.
I will 100%.
That sucks.
do
I did not know that.
That sucks. Whenever you get sick enough to have to go to the hospital, that's never a good feeling.
No.
Turns out the hospital's not the best place to recuperate because it's hard to sleep there.
They don't leave you alone. They keep bugging you.
Yeah, nobody leaves
Keep
you
checking on
alone. You
ya.
don't get any rest in the hospital.
It's
like-
funny because they make a big deal about you getting rest.
But then they
And then they don't
bug
leave
you
you
And
alone.
then they bug you all
Oh
the
my
time.
god, the hospital's horrible for that. All right, you just get some rest. And then 10 minutes later, somebody else comes in and pokes you, checks the beeping thing that they can't turn off.
They can't do all these things, so like, don't do that, don't do this, don't do that, don't do
No
that.
smoking. Right? They won't give me my crack rocks.
Avian said, if you ever do another eye-popping yellow, Jason better recreate Julie Andrews singing The Hills Come Alive with the Sound of Music, replacing the flowers with monument paintballs.
All right.
Game Delay said, if you get in touch with him, Jordan, please let me know. We were talking on Discord regularly, and I've had total silence. If he's just ignoring me, awesome.
Well, he and I talked very regularly on Discord as well. That's why it's weird.
He's getting all that hospital rest. Let's think about this. I feel like most of this model wants to be brown. So that's what we'll do. Brown. Do some white primer. Ta-da! You might not know this about me, Joe Rogan. I smoke rocks.
What?
I'm sorry, what?
Are you okay?
Who?
Video game archaeologist? Something that we were talking about that
He had a guest on there that was like that was crazy.
was that's from the
Wait,
Dave
which
Chappelle
time?
show? Video game archaeologist? Where'd that come from? I'm confused. I know that there's a delay, but sometimes the delay is so significant that I've completely already forgotten what we were talking about.
See, as streamers, we have to carry on 40 conversations at once,
Yeah.
so it's really hard to keep track of which one that was in response to.
How many of those are in your head?
Of the 40? Oh no!
Yeah.
If we go to my head conversations, then that goes up into triple digits.
No, when we're done talking about something, I forget about it, and I move on. Jason said crack rocks, and my brain. Oh, I gotcha. I figured there was some connection, but again, there's a delay, and so by the time you guys hear something, it's been sometimes close to a minute.
Jason got me good with the whole smoking rocks thing. I was like, Jason,
With the what?
Are you okay?
With the what? What I do?
Do you realize what you just said?
What I do?
Did that come out of your mouth?
What did I do?
Do we need to get a bar of soap?
What did I do?
You said the thing about Joe Rogan smoking rocks.
That was in chat.
I know, but you repeated it, and I thought you said it. I didn't realize that you were parroting something that somebody said.
I have not been on Joe Rogan. I have tried to get invited. They would love to talk to me. They just don't know it.
I mean, I think that would be a really interesting conversation.
He's all stuck on getting people that everybody's heard of. I'm like, what about G-list internet celebrities? That could really be the big turn for the Joe Rogan experience. He could get people like Jen and me on. talk to us about our experiences.
He's got to send him an email saying, hey, I paint little toy dolls for a living.
We paint little men.
Yeah, we paint little men. And just lead with that.
You're too busy having people on that believe in lizard people and that the Apollo moon landing didn't work.
And that 1 times 1 is 2.
Huh?
And that 1 times 1 is 2.
Oh, God.
That's true. That one's weird.
We have 1 new color coming out next week.
Uno.
So you probably don't need to add an entire rack of wall storage for 1 color.
Unless you're perfectly at the max. In which case, sorry. I told Joe Rogan that Jason Cray's former hardcore frontman who paints little men.
Yeah. Be the best show ever. I would definitely top any show he's had. Elon Musk.
Game Delay would actually watch if we were on it. So
Everybody
I would
would.
actually watch his show once if you guys were on it.
Everybody would.
Joe Rogan should just pick a random person up on the way to the studio. Might get some normal people on once in a while. It is both, Avian. You can buy it on our website on Friday. Next Friday, not tomorrow. The salamander texture trainer as well. Go on Hot Ones and talk paint. I'm good.
How well do you think you'd hold up with that,
but I
Jason?
don't
What?
have anything
Hot
to prove.
Ones?
That's all vinegar hot sauce.
I don't have anything to prove. I don't need to go on any kind of show like
Yeah,
that.
I'm sure most of it probably is.
Yeah, it's all vinegar hot sauce because it's on wings. So it's all garbage. I've had a couple of them. That Da Bomb, I've tried.
I've heard it's horrible.
It tastes horrible. A lot of them, although a lot of people say that a bunch of those on there are good, a lot of them are just hot for hot's sake. Like, we have a place over in Scottsdale. I don't know if it's still there. But there's a place in Scottsdale, Old Town, Scottsdale, and like all the shops with the Native American art and stuff like that. And there's a hot sauce place over there that all it is wall-to-wall hot sauce. Everything you can imagine. Local ones from every locale across America, international imported stuff. It's just like millions of bottles of hot sauce. What do you like? They got it. And I went in there and I got some, and they had a bunch of really good ones that were done with like my kind of stuff, like with pepper, you know?
Yeah.
Like jalapeno and habanero and
Romeo G, thank you for that. So.
all sorts of chiles. And no. Then there's all the ones that are like, this is just trying to be hot so it can name itself Blow It Out Your Bum. And have a donkey on the picture.
Have a donkey.
It's like 100% marketing. It's like there's literally no reason to own this except to really make your friends mad.
Joe Rogan, he was part of UFC. He was Fear Factor a long time ago. But he's most known now for his podcast, The Joe Rogan Experience, where he has a wide variety of guests and talks about just kind of random stuff.
I think that's the interesting thing about his podcast that I think a lot of people don't do as much is he really will have all sorts of people on.
Yeah, because he's just literally like a moderator.
Yeah.
He stays very... I mean, it's not that he stays unbiased.
No, he
has his biases.
Yeah.
But he holds conversations. He doesn't like get people on to rip them in half.
No.
Yeah.
He expects that when people are on, they can have a discussion and he can push back or be pushed back on. But he gets idiots on there too.
But he has some very fascinating people on his podcast.
Yeah.
So
A lot of them are worth listening to.
So to say that his podcast equals talking while high is not accurate, I would not say.
I mean, I'm sure he's done that with some people.
But
Yeah,
that's
colon
not- that's
cleanser,
not
hot
the-
sauce,
that's
stuff like
not
that.
But that's not the
point of
premise.
it at
Yeah.
all.
I'm sure there are podcasts out there that do that. That one is not one of them.
Speaking of hot sauce, Vector said I make my own, including growing the chili peppers this year. First ferment started today. That's sounds like Lumberjack Tim. He likes to make some spicy
Ooh,
stuff too.
Vector's hot sauce. Ooh. Growing the chili peppers this year? First ferment started today? That's awesome.
Somebody said habanero was as hot as they go. Habanero is where I love my flavor to be when things are hot. I love habanero. Not habanero with fruit. For some reason, everybody thinks habanero should go with some sort of fruit. Stop it. Don't do it.
It.
Quit.
I love it.
It's Quit.
It can. It can have that balance is good.
Quit.
Quit.
Habanero, tomatoes, you know. It's just that a lot of people tend to go overly sweet. I got some habanero cheese that time, and it didn't say fruit anywhere on it. That sounded like somebody died. And the habanero cheese didn't have anything about fruit on it anywhere.
Was it sweet?
And then it was sweet. It had sweet fruit in it, like
cheese,
like peach or something in it. It was freaking disastrously horrible.
Ugh.
Mainly because I was not wanting that, nor was I expecting that, and then it happened, and I was like, I hate everybody.
Look, I'm on board for cheese with some sort of fruit and stuff in it. If you get like a nice goat cheese or some other type of cheese in that realm.
It was mango. That's what it was, Papa Chicken. It's horrible.
Yeah, mango and habanero is a very common thing that people do.
Yeah. And I mean, it has a good flavor, but it wasn't what I was looking for. I didn't want it.
I didn't want
Put it on the label. But it was almost as if they thought, oh, well, nobody eats habanero without mango. I'm like, yeah, the rest of us do.
Yeah, just go to Los Dos.
Well, we went to Taco Guild that night, and I said, oh, where's the habanero sauce? We stopped making that.
That was so bummer.
She's like, we stopped making that. It was too hot for everybody.
Really? No. I thought she said because it was really expensive for them to get.
She said it was too hot for everybody, and it was expensive for them to make, for everybody returning it all the time.
I really liked that one. Which is funny, because I'm not usually like a spicy hot sauce kind of guy. And I really thought it was good.
I grew up on spicy, but not like over the top spicy. My dad loved over the top spicy, like if he had something to prove, right? Me, I was like, I like flavorful, spicy stuff. But then I don't like most hot curries. I like vindaloo, which is one of the hotter ones.
Is vindaloo still technically a curry?
I don't think it's the same. But I don't know. I'm not a pro at that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't like standard curry, what I consider to be standard curries. I don't like that kind of weird mustardy.
It's interesting that you say mustardy, because I would, whenever I have curries, mustard is like not a flavor that I would associate with it. Not that you're wrong or I'm wrong. It's just our taste buds work different. But I'm just thinking it's interesting that you.
If anyone has an interest in taking a closer look at the model that Jason is painting right now, or others that go along with it, it is part of, you can find it on my mini factory.
Part of Fates Entwined.
Fates Entwined on my mini factory. Posted the link. Check it out.
Check it out. Bunch of cool stuff.
Peppers are a fruit. That's just fruit with your fruit. Botanical pedantry is the best. No, it's not. Tomatoes are fruit too, but they're not sweet.
You wouldn't put them in your fruit salad.
Yeah, so that talk is heresy. Who was it that said that tomatoes are fruit, so ketchup is fruit juice?
Mm-hmm. Smoothie.
Is smooth? Yeah, ketchup is a smoothie. That's where their logic went. That gets into the whole is a taco a sandwich?
It is not a sandwich. A taco is a dang taco.
Hear, hear.
Weirdos.
I'm painting faces as I clean my airbrush. Because that's what you do.
I'm looking over, not knowing what to expect, seeing a hilarious little smiley face.
It's like screaming potato guy.
Well, you're using the right colors.
What was that noise? Plumber guy?
Carter.
Oh.
They're sweet compared to donkey butt. It's like you don't have to paint with actual white to get white to look part of the model. To get a white look to part.
Huh?
Huh? Well, that's an interesting statement you got.
Huh?
I got they're sweet compared to donkey butt, but then you go into white. I'm confused.
Huh?
Then Subway art employees are really taco artists.
I don't need to know that there's somebody out there that thinks there's such thing as a taco artist.
Well, I think that's what they call their employees is like sandwich artists or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I remember a company having a weird thing like that. Hey Mo, no judgment from me on Taco Bell. Taco Bell's great. It's one of those things,
Dude.
you gotta be in the mood for it, but when you're in the mood,
Dude.
Dude.
So Taco Bell has a thing
Uh-oh.
called Cheesy Street Chalupa.
Cheesy Street Chalupa?
Yeah, I think it's called
Okay.
Cheesy Street Chalupa.
Okay.
Steak,
Okay.
Cheesy Street Chalupa, I think.
Uh-huh. You have my attention.
Taco Bell is trying to make real food.
Oh, okay.
Like, I just was like, what is this? That looks pretty good. It's not made with Cheez-Its or anything stupid like nacho cheese Dorito shell or anything nonsense like that. It's literally just a thick tortilla, and then like the cheese is kind of like the pan fried cheese that spills out of your grilled cheese,
Or like a burrito.
and then
like
steak with some sort of like sriracha ranch or something on it. That's it. That's all there is, right? They're good, dude.
Are they like $12 million though?
No, they're cheap.
Whoa.
They're like snack things. They're like empanada size.
Oh,
So you get
heck
two of them,
yeah.
and in order you get two of them, and they're like empanadas. They're good.
Oh, nice.
I was really most surprised that the steak at Taco Bell tasted like good meat.
Yeah.
I'm usually really afraid of anything at Taco Bell that isn't like ground up, and I should probably be more afraid of the ground up stuff. But I'm like,
probably.
meh. Panic bomb. I usually don't try anything other than soft tacos, and I'll do the 5-layer beefy burrito or whatever it is. I do not go outside the bounds of Taco Bell because it scares me.
It scares
That place scares me. But I did it. And I got the street chalupas, the steak. The steak. I can only speak to the steak. They have chicken. I can only speak to the steak part.
I don't hate their chicken. It's not amazing.
The steak is really good.
It's good.
I always like the steak.
If tomatoes are fruit, does that make pizza dessert?
No.
Not at all.
No, that's why that whole conversation doesn't work.
Unless you're getting a Pizookie.
Game Delay says, putting down my Cheeto-encrusted cinnamon balls from Taco Bell. Cheeto-encrusted cinnamon balls.
I'm sure that's a lie.
They do cinnamon cinnamon balls. But I'm pretty sure they don't do Cheeto encrusted cinnamon balls.
Avian, you'll never hear me say Taco Bell is Mexican food, by the way.
No.
It's not.
No.
It's not the same unless they charge you $2,000 for a drink. Also true. Oh.
Even I don't understand. What do you mean you became a human barbecue from?
We burn her to the ground. Burnt to the ground.
Well, that's because I think you were the one who said that there's the best Mexican food in the country is in Chicago.
Yeah. You get what you deserve for that statement.
True.
Game Billy's like, I did make that one up. Oh, really? You mean to tell me?
Say that now.
You mean to tell me, right? Somehow Slow Fuse reads my mind. I got it. I get you. But you hung your neck out there and deserved every bit of that one.
Because you I mean, like, you doubled down on it, too. Like, we said, wait a minute now. We're in Arizona, so you might want to dial it back a bit.
Nope.
No, you kept going.
Nope, kept going.
You're like, no, 100%. We
Nope.
just got the better mix.
I meant what I said, and I say what I mean. That's what Avian said.
Look, I've had decent Mexican food in Seattle. I would never say that Seattle has better Mexican food.
Well, so here's the thing. Yes,
Any place can have great Mexican
food. Every place
food.
you go will have the best Mexican place for that place.
Yeah.
So the best Mexican place in Chicago might be good, and that's fine. In comparison to all the rest, there might be one that's the best. But we have probably, for every one really great Mexican restaurant in Chicago, we probably have 10.
Yeah.
That are comparable.
They're also all over the place. If you want Mexican food,
Like, I'm not going to lie, I would
Throw
put Filiberto's up against something from Chicago. I'm going to go there.
I mean, is Filiberto's bad?
It's not.
So Filiberto's will tear you up.
It could potentially, just like Taco Bell could. But they have some good stuff.
The only thing I ever talk about from the Berto's restaurants is breakfast. Because they can slay some
Their
breakfast.
taquitos
You-
are good.
Their breakfast burritos.
Filiberto's is like the place to go after, like on your way home from a night out at the bar.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Because they're open like pretty late too,
Like
right?
24 hours a day.
Wait, you've
Oh,
been
really?
to a bar?
What do you mean? Jen's been to a bar before. No way.
Chat, we need to have a discussion here. With Miss Jen. She told me she's never been to a bar. And now
Filiberto's
I
is
feel
the
like I've been
Mexican
lied
Taco
to.
Bell. That's exactly right. It's funny to say it that way, but it's exactly correct.
What's that?
Filiberto's is the Mexican Taco Bell.
Kind of.
It's an interesting statement. I'm processing it.
See, we have Julio Berto's,
There's all kinds of Bertos.
Rudy Berto's, Humberto's, all the Bertos.
And they're all pretty much the same.
They're all the same food. Same exact menu, I think. Every now and then they'll put the left screen on the right thing and the right one on the left, but they're all the same. It's like, you know what else is all the same? If you've ever gone to a Hawaiian barbecue restaurant,
Yeah.
they're all the same.
Yeah.
It's all literally, they take the same little inlay that goes behind the plexiglass and they'll move it around to whichever little, inlet they need, but they're all the same.
Yeah.
And you get the chicken katsu and it's delicious.
There's some other good things you can get from there, but the katsu's generally a really good bet.
S. Chamby said you guys have Filiberto's and Roberto's like we have Franco's and John's in Buffalo.
Yeah. Every corner.
Yeah.
Every corner, you're like, what? You can play a game. You can turn it into like a driving game, like, Slug Bug or something. It could be like, which Berto? Like, okay, on the next corner, which Berto are we going to get? I vote Julio.
You know what's funny? The only place that I've ever seen this be the case is in Seattle. And Seattle is like that with teriyaki restaurants. Just chicken teriyaki restaurants.
I mean, it's
Literally every corner.
the Pacific Northwest. That makes sense.
Yeah.
There's so much Asian
It's-
influence in that entire area.
The weird thing is it's so not it's like an Asian thing, but it's so weirdly Americanized. It's really bizarre.
Oh, so you're talking like a
It's
gosh, what's the
literally
name of
like
that place?
chicken teriyaki
Yeah,
on white
just
rice.
like teriyaki bowls.
Yeah,
like
it's
a,
like if you were to go to a place and get a teriyaki bowl, but it was like the restaurant was just all about that.
Yeah.
And there were a freaking gajillion of them.
Yeah, we used to have a place like that when I was in college. I cannot remember the name of it to save my life right now.
Yeah.
They were everywhere and it was really good. But yeah, it's like fast food teriyaki bowls.
Yeah, and they're all called like teriyaki one or
Yeah.
one teriyaki or Bucks teriyaki or whatever. Teriyaki time. I'm not even joking. They're literally like.
It's teriyaki time!
what
Sunday,
they're
Sunday,
called.
Sunday!
I just remembered. It was Kyoto Bowl.
Yeah, one of the places that I used to go to all the time is called Teriyaki Time. What
There's
are the
a
other-
place that we went that was out by your Gilbert house that you used to go to. It was over by I would call it Rotten Tomatoes. But
Rotten
I call it
Tomatoes.
No, that's Mongolian barbecue.
Mongolian barbecue.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
man, Mongolian barbecue is awesome though.
But it had like teriyaki bowl stuff.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater teriyaki time.
Yeah, it's funny because those places they would literally just like you'd see. It's like you would go into like any
I'm
sort
11.
of other restaurant around here, like the Filiberto's and stuff, and it's just like you can get teriyaki chicken, teriyaki white meat chicken, teriyaki salmon. You can get teriyaki beef or teriyaki pork.
I think we get the picture.
Yeah. But then sometimes you get like Chinese food, or sometimes you get like weird bulgogi and stuff like that. It's
You
weird.
sounded a little like
It's great.
Bubba for a minute there.
Got fried shrimp.
Fried shrimp. Teriyaki salmon.
You guys say hello to Malev?
Malev, what?
Hi.
Never heard of him.
Who's that Malev guy?
Yeah, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater Teriyaki Time.
He always comes up with the best names, that
Yeah.
guy. Malev, the maestro himself. How you been, buddy?
One of my favorite things is the Tony Hawk tweets where he talks about encounters with people who don't believe he's Tony Hawk.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you look like that Tony Hawk guy. Never heard of him.
Have you seen the guy that plays Mr. Bean?
Yeah.
Who gets the same thing all over England?
You look like Mr. Bean.
People are like, you look like Mr. Bean. He goes,
Who's
oh, I
that?
get that all the time.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, I actually am the guy that plays Mr. They go, no,
No, you're not.
no. Good try, but no.
Romeo, I think you probably are. The only one person in the whole wide world that cannot stand teriyaki is you right here in our stream today.
No, I don't like teriyaki at all, so I'm with you, baby. We got this. Strength and unity. Teriyaki, not one of my favorites. Not one of my favorite sauces, so I can't go with anything that has a lot of teriyaki with it.
So
The only thing I'll do teriyaki with is the occasional like chicken bowl or something. If I'm out at like sushi, will have some sort of like a teriyaki bowl or something.
I loved the restaurant I was talking about, Kyoto Bowl with the teriyaki bowls. I loved that place. It was really, really good, and I want to have it again. But every time I've tried to go to a teriyaki bowl place and get it, it's not the same. It's very disappointing.
It's not like what you remember.
No.
There's only one place around here that I've ever gone to that tasted sort of like what I remembered, and it's, I don't know, it's out in the middle of nowhere. Well, not in the middle of nowhere, but it's like out in the middle of like Chandler somewhere. Or not.
That's the middle of nowhere.
Chandler. Because Chandler's down south east, right?
It's
doesn't
southeast.
matter. We have a question from
sorry.
James Matthias. Do you have a suggestion for getting a beige or sandy color for desert uniforms within the Proca range? Khaki seems to lean a little too greenish for me. I'm looking for something closer to Xandri dust.
I mean, am I not painting it right now?
Also, yes.
This is dark orange brown dusted with khaki. So mixing dark orange brown with khaki is a fantastic way to do exactly what you're asking.
Tomato, that happened to Dolly Parton. That might be who you're thinking of. She entered a Dolly Parton lookalike contest and did not win once.
And did not win?
Yep.
That's awesome.
So funny.
Okran wants to know if it's Tokyo House in Chandler.
No. I always get these two parts of the city, or the two cities, mixed up.
Mesa.
No, it's Chandler. It's the one that's west of us.
West of
I
us?
mean, there's
Yeah.
a lot of cities that are west of us.
Glendale?
Glendale. I get Glendale and Chandler mixed up all the time.
I can see that. They're only like 80 million miles apart.
Yeah, I think it's. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why. I can't tell you why it's weird, but I do get them mixed up all the time.
I don't know where I'm at when I'm down in the Tempe, Mesa, Chandler, all that kind of crap. I don't have any idea what town I'm in at any given time. So people will be like, it's in Tempe. And I'm like, that helps me not. It's like, is that Chandler, Mesa? Where are all those?
James Matthias said that he laughed and said he joined and asked before he saw what you were painting, and thank you. Did you get the colors, James, that he was using to create this look? Do you need him to repeat that?
Yeah, dark orange brown is a recent addition through Mashik's line, Flame On Miniatures, through his signature set that is tremendous as a base. Now, I did black-brown primer on this, then a white zenithal, then the dark orange brown, and now I'm going over that whole thing with the khaki, right, to get the dry brushing done to give me kind of the build-up on the wood. And then I'm going to put color over this to bring it back down into the wood range, like a darker wood. I want kind of a mossy wood to it, so I'm going to use some greens to filter over this and some other fun stuff. So I'm doing a more complicated work up here, but this stage of it would be great if I was painting anything that was sand, like really dry, deserty sand. You could also go a little redder. You could use as a base for it something like burnt sienna, things like that, if you wanted like that baked red earth. And then the same dark orange, brown, and khaki over the top of that. You could get some really cool warmth to it. I've just used black brown here.
And where will you be working in the hot pink?
The hot pink comes at stage 11-5.
Paint Looker said mossy wood equals hot pink. And James said I'm using dark orange brown as a base for my Iron Jaws armor, and this looks exactly what I'm looking to achieve.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Yeah, dark orange brown is so good.
Perfect time to jump into the stream.
Yeah, I was like, are you joking with me? Because I'm literally doing what you're asking. That never happens. So that's awesome. And you can see like dry brushing becomes your friend whenever you're doing natural textures like wood, especially. I would not dry brush the skin necessarily unless it were like ogres with like rocky skin or something that I felt like was very like rhino hide. Then you could get away from it because the texturing that dry brushing leaves behind really wants to fall onto models where the texture is expected. That makes sense? So metals, generally not unless they're heavy rust, and even then I probably don't want to do a lot of dry brushing except maybe light on the edges of tanks and things like that. You just got to be careful how you use it, but it is a fantastic tool, even on models where you want to do like display painting, to bring out these textures. And I tend to use dry brushing very early on in the process as an underpainting texture, and then I will filter over the top and layer color over the top, and then do all of my actual final highlights with a brush. Standard style, whatever the hell that means.
Standard style.
I don't know what to say, like, normal painting.
Ghost Hunter said stage 11-5 is my favorite part.
Right. It's the part I dread the most.
It's really when everything comes together and you start to just really see that end result.
Where you start to become proud of the project is stage 11-5.
Yeah.
I can't count that high, so I never get there.
So unfortunately, Paint Looker, I think that means no hot pink on this one.
Wait a minute. Somebody has the decoder ring for what 11-5 means? That's like, where do I file this report? File 86? File 13? I'm liking that.
James Delay's looking forward to the painting shorts from Monument Hobbies that end with, then finish off the model standard style.
Standard style. I mean,
I'm just going to type that.
Sometimes there just aren't words. It's like you just paint. Like you just do the regular stuff. You don't do any of the fancy. You just do the regular crap.
At the end of every step, in every methodology, I'm going to write, then finish the model with standard style.
Finish the damn owl. Then some olive flesh. Is olive flesh going to get me bright enough? Probably maybe bright ivory instead. Let's punch it up a bit.
Punch it up.
You usually get stuck on the forward or third stage. Man, those are hard words to say. On the forward is not hard because forward.
The third.
But the third, I get stuck on the third step.
Malev said this technique that I'm working on perfecting the demonstration, I can't seem to find a better name for it than contrastual bombastual.
That's a very Malev statement, by the way. So I'm with it. Contrastual bombastual. I like bombastic. It's a word that doesn't get used near enough, right? It's like kerflubble or kerfluffle. That's not kerflubble. Kerfluffle. I went out to a family luncheon and we had a slight kerfluffle.
Good old kerfluffles.
I just can't get on with my brother's wife.
Oh, Jason.
What'd I do?
Just can't get on with my brother's wife.
So it started a kerfluffle.
That's so funny.
Citrus JB, thank you for the follow.
Indeed. Thank you.
Hello.
None of them are Warhammer, actually.
I did not clean off the dry brush between these two colors to help me get kind of a middle blended highlight. I'm not trying to go for like super duper contrast here. I just know that if I'm going to go with some glazes over the top of this, that I do want highlight spots to stick out. So being able to get some brightness on here, but not like have it be white over, you know, a darker color. So sometimes not cleaning your dry brush will allow you to blend those colors on the brush and then of course on the model as you hit it. So you'll notice I'm not really putting really harsh highlights on, but you're being able to pick up bright spots, which is very cool.
Lizzaroli, the model on the left, can be found at this
It's so
link
cool
that I just posted. And then the one on the right is actually going to be one that we will be producing.
Yeah.
Correct.
That goes along. It's a companion for a game that we make called Age of Angra.
Mm-hmm.
That is Danav.
Is this character Danav?
And this
Age of
guy
Angra is a
is the
card game.
Panfawn sire from Fates Entwined, which is a new campaign from the fine folks over at Dragon Trappers Lodge. I always want to say Dragon Keepers. Dragon Trappers Lodge. And Austin and the team over there do fantastic work. Really fun sculpts and a really, really neat campaign with two Fey kind of foresty factions that can go head-to-head in the campaign that they've got, or as armies in the one-page rules fantasy rule set. So some really, really cool stuff. This is being the Panfawn sire from like the Dark Fae. And then this is the Seelie Queen. And the Seelie Queen is from the opposing faction, which is very flowery, kind of what I would think of as more mystical Fae creatures, but they all have plant kind of things going on. And then they've got knights that are riding on bumblebees and all sorts of really crazy units for them. So I'm really enthralled with both factions. The sculpts are fantastic while not being overly fidgety. They've got some really neat kind of cartoony vibes while not being overly cartoony either. I really like stuff that sits in that really cool middle ground, much like Danav over there that Jordan is painting. Our Age of Angra stuff and the artwork for the game is a little bit more cartoony. We went a little bit slightly more realistic with the miniatures.
Still has that same sort of feel, though.
Yeah, it gives a really good balance. All right, so I'm just going for the stuff on the wood bits right now. And then we will, I'm done with the dry brushing, so I can clean my brush. Dry brushing is always scary for me because I always want to dip the brush in water because that's how I paint, right? So every time I go and finish with my brush strokes and dry brushing area, I want to go dip the brush in the water. Don't do that. One of the parts that most people fail to tell you about dry brushing is you need to season the brush. You need the paint to build up in the brush. It's both a blessing and a curse. As the paint builds up in the brush, you get better dry brushing technique out of the brush. You also have to lighten your brush stroke with the dry brush because you will build up dry paint in the brush as well, and that's what causes that dustiness. If you really hit the model hard after it's seasoned, it has the right amount of paint soaked into it, that paint is starting to sort of semi-cure, that's when dry brushing works the best. But it also is where when you really put a lot of pressure down, you get little bursts of clouds of dry paint puffing up that can create texture on your model. So you want a hybrid approach. You want to get the model to where you've got it seasoned right, the right amount of paint in it, but then you want to use a lighter and lighter brush stroke, not as much pressure as you go, and more strokes as you load up more paint into it. So the longer you dry brush between cleaning your brush, the softer your brush strokes have to become in order to keep the model from being really dusty And to build up a lot of texture on the edges. Just lighten your touch on it. Works like champ. Like I said, I really want to go for something that feels a little mossy on this guy. So I'm going to take some dark camo green.
Bud said Season the Brush is my emo cover band.
What's that?
Season the Brush. Bud's emo cover band.
Dry brush is like a skillet, like a cast iron skillet. You need to have it be seasoned. Fantastic way to put it. It is exactly the same. Although, you do then clean your damn brush off. Are you not supposed to lick the dry brush?
No. No. Nope. Nope. Jason, nope. Don't think about it.
I'm just painting.
Nope. Don't do it. I know you want to do it. Don't do it.
Don't lick the brush.
Don't lick the dry brush.
Bombastic contrastic.
Bombastic contrastic.
Good paint flow seems to require wasting paint by getting more into the brush than I think I need, then using less of that as it comes out. Correct. Yeah, I mean, you'll see that normally using my thumb palette, we waste a lot of paint. In the process of getting the right amount of fluid on the brush. You are having to load the brush with enough to get the bristles filled with paint so that it will let paint out onto the model. You can't just put paint on the tip unless all you want to do is make a little dot, right? You got to load the brush. Well, having the brush loaded and then going to the model and hitting with a stroke will put a lot of material out depending on the weight of your stroke, meaning how hard you press. So with me, with a very light stroke, I will go through, and that's why you'll see me eliminate a lot of the paint on my thumb to get it to where now I don't have so much liquid on the brush. Same with a dry brush. That's why on the dry brush you load it up and then you wipe most of it off on a paper towel. You're pushing paint deeper in, stiffening the bristles, getting it to where it works better, but you are wasting paint along the way. All right. Dark camel green.
James, did you see this? James said you do clean between colors, but for each color you want to season the dry brush.
Most times, like right then, you saw me not clean the brush between khaki and bright ivory, because that way I get a little bit of blending along the edge. I can go from a darker color to a brighter color, and as I apply it, now the brush has both colors in. I clean it by continually wiping it on a paper towel until it doesn't give me much color, but the color is still deep rooted in the brush. It's just if I hit the model with it, you won't start seeing it anymore. But then I load another paint in it, and that other paint is now wet, and it will reactivate that other color that was in there and kind of blend without also changing the overall color. Is that making any sense? So I will do that so that as I dry brush a bright color over a surface I've already dry brushed, I get that kind of, I don't want to call it wet blending, but it is kind of. But then when I move to a different color, or I don't want that blending, I want a really harsh edge highlight, then I will clean the brush, re-season it with the next color. Yeah, 100%. Glaze and wash medium on top of the dark camel green. How about that much? That seems good.
Yeah, never use soap on a cast iron skillet.
And then some water.
Use soap on your dry brushes. You do need to clean them eventually.
And then stir with the butt end of your brush, not the bristles. You'll see me do this. Remember to do this about 50% of the time. The other 50% I ruin brushes. So go buy yourself a cheap dollar store mixing brush, or just get tongue depressors or something to mix your paint up when you're mixing lots of it. I just use the handle of the brush when I'm smart. When my other brain cell doesn't kick in, I stir it with the bristles, and then I'm mad at myself.
The other brain cell.
You're literally stirring.
You're literally stirring.
I'm literally stirring. All right, then we got to test opacity here. Blah, 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 blah. That looks pretty good. It looks like it's a pretty dark, opaque paint. We'll get a lot on the brush, and then we'll go da-da-da-da-da, and that's pretty thin. Lets me see a lot of my tattoo through it. In order to be a fantastic painter, you must go get a hand tattoo. Don't tell your mom I said that.
I'm going to tell my mom right now. Well, not right now, but later.
You're going to go call your mom?
Yeah.
And tell her that
Jason told me I needed to get a hand tattoo.
Jason said I needed to get a hand tattoo?
Yep.
Okay. Don't give her my home phone number, right?
Thanks. What if I already did?
What if what?
What if I already did?
Damn you!
Yeah.
A little bit more water in there. And I think we're going to go ham. I think we're going to put this on the entire model.
Are you just going to throw it on there?
I think we're just going to throw it on there, man. We're just going to go for it, right? Because we can dry brush over the top of it if we don't like it. This is painting with no fear right here. This is no fear 101, right? We're just going to load the dang brush up, and we're just going to start painting green on there. It's going to be like a wash or a speed paint or something of that nature, and we're just going to want to get mainly down in those crevices. But even if it's on the top surfaces, I'm not worried about it. We'll notice that because I'm working so thin that it's not going to have just a huge amount of influence. Everything will turn green, but not so bright that it worries me. I'm going for a mossy, lively, forest wood kind of coloring here.
Okay, so when did it change that now you can use soap on cast iron? Because I also thought that you were not supposed to.
You're not supposed to.
Oh.
Hot water.
People in chat saying that soap is fine.
Hot water and a stainless steel sponge, just like you wouldn't use soap on your grill. I mean, maybe you can, but it's going to lose its seasoning. You're going to cut through all the oils that have built up in the cast iron. Don't do it.
Tech Elf. Baby J, if you were truly committed to your craft, you'd get a hand tattoo.
Please don't.
Jason's like, please no.
Please don't.
Don't do it. Well, you don't think a little Monument M wouldn't look nice on my thumb?
Okay, well, that I'm in full support of. Brand yourself, boy.
Hey, there you go.
I need a Monument M. Like right on my forehead.
Whoa. That's...
I don't think you need it on your forehead.
Jen's like,
maybe
no.
not on your forehead, honey.
No.
Obviously, we're going to get more green out of the dark side than we do out of the brightness.
I mean, it really is the best way to demonstrate the transparency. But
it's great for washes and stuff. But you can also just paint on your hand and then use that as...
Yeah, it turns out that the first paint you use on your thumb palette also shows you the transparency of all the other paints that you use on your thumb palette.
Well, where's the fun in that?
Well,
it's going to get washed off.
Yeah, but then you don't have a tattoo on your hand.
Jason doesn't have the extra prep.
True. Jason came prepared.
One of these days, I swear to God, if I could have done it, I would have done it years ago and tattooed on my thumb the word palette. Right? But I don't have a hand to stretch the skin while I'm tattooing because my stretching hand is the hand I would be tattooing. So that doesn't work very well. You can't just run the machine over the top of your flesh. You got to stretch that skin.
No, I can't see because the TV's not.
Well, there's a remote and a button.
It's on.
I pushed on.
And then you have to go over to the little source.
She's Canadian.
I know. TVs get me.
TVs get me. I know. TVs get me.
Thanks. You're helping me out.
Hey, Shannon. Have you ever met Red Green?
Are you talking into the mic, Shannon?
No, I haven't. I will now. Now I'm eating the mic.
That's not...
Okay, I just want to point out that even Jordan is having difficulty so that I can watch the painting.
Yeah, switch the source.
Yeah.
HDMI 1.
There you go.
Oh, I'm so excited. Thank you, guys. Oh, my mind needed to come and just watch painting for a bit.
So Game Delay is saying that he never heard. How did this last hockey season turn out?
Oh, thanks a lot, Game Delay.
She was having such a great day.
Funny guy.
Shannon, Game Delay is normally very nice.
I know.
I don't know what has
You
prompted
know what?
this.
Whoa,
I was
whoa.
thinking I have not been on stream since everyone started cheering for the Oilers, and thus was their demise. Actually, thanks to Jason.
That was me.
Jason
Number 44, that's me.
Oh, I've been nursing, a little bit of a heartache because of my sweet Oilers, but you know what? There is a new season coming up, and there's hope. New hope, guys.
New hope.
New hope.
New hope. New spirits to be dashed against the rocks, gang.
Yes. Oh, but I've missed his coming. I don't know why. We've been so busy. We've been
We've
busy,
been
right?
very busy lately, yeah.
It's such a great thing. So anyway.
Video game archaeologists, have a great dinner. We'll see you next time. Jason Christopher said he's just tuning back in and would like to know what your workup is right now.
Wouldn't you like to know?
Yeah, wouldn't you like to know, buddy? Is this our Christopher or a customer Christopher?
Well, Christmas sushi.
If it were a customer, I'd tell him. If it's our Chris,
In his defense, I believe he has purchased things from us before.
oh.
Is this before or after he was working here?
Doesn't matter.
Are you saying that all of these employees are also our customers?
Yes.
Oh.
Well, not all of them.
You know they get a hell of a discount.
But
so.
many of them are.
We are customers. We love buying the products.
Shannon's purchased plenty of stuff.
I actually have.
I know, that's why I said it.
And it sits on my table. Every day I come home and I look at it and I'm like, not yet.
Now is not the time.
Soon.
The
but
time is
not
coming.
yet.
Now is not the time.
Okay, Game Delay said, I just tuned in. What's your workup on this model, Jason?
Hey, Game Delay.
No.
I started with black primer. I moved from the black primer to a white pre-highlight. And then over that black and white pre-shade, right, I went with dark orange brown. Hey, Game Delay, you have to promise not to tell Christmas Sushi this. Okay? I need your word on this, all right?
I hear
See who
about it.
Christmas sushi has to deal with, chat.
But I went with a dark orange brown, airbrushed over the top, pretty thin, to inherit all of that pre-highlight. And then over the top of that, I dry brushed with khaki first. And then after the khaki, bright ivory. I did not clean the dry brush in that step. So the khaki and the bright ivory kind of blend together in the dry brushing stage.
Eep Jeep Nate.
And that's where we're at right now. And then now I am going over all of that with a wash that I've created of dark camo green, glaze wash medium, and lots of water so that it really is just a wash. It's super, super liquidy wash. And as you can tell, very transparent. But this will give me that. I want a very kind of like mossy, wet forest floor wood color. And that's what it's given us.
Romeo said, after watching the paint toss and the seal video, I need to move to Arizona and put in an application. I wish my job was that fun. So that was Jason and Philip and Jacob. And that was one, like half of a day. They might not think their job is that fun the rest of the time. Because it is still a lot of work.
We do have a good time here.
We have
though.
a good time.
We work hard and we have a good time.
Yes.
Yeah.
We try.
I will tell you.
And when we make our videos like that, we definitely are not taking ourselves very seriously.
No.
Jen and I worked really hard to stir those empty
I
buckets.
mean,
We worked really, really hard. I
that
practiced
thing
that
on my
accent in
nose.
front of a mirror.
Mouse ears. Bottled green wash when? When you mix it up and put it in a bottle?
Yeah. Get to it, Gabe. Jeez.
This was so easy. What are you talking about? When?
People, they don't want to work.
Don't want to work. Kids these days. That's probably some old guy.
You didn't say
Hey,
it
Shannon?
with the shaky...
Yes.
Have you ever met Red Green?
No, I was just a child. What are you saying?
Children can meet Red Green.
It's true. It's true. No, I lived out in the country. We didn't do much. I'm not even sure I caught red green all that much.
What? I don't even know what you're talking about.
National hero of Canada.
He was like kind of a comedy person.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, he had like a show on
Called the Red Green Show.
Yeah, Canadian
was
television.
his name Red Green?
Yes.
Like Red Fox?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. But I mean, I don't know. We only had 3 channels, and you know.
Red Green was the king of duct tape.
He was probably on late at night. I was probably in bed by then.
So the 3 channels, I don't think is a Canadian thing. I think that's a 1980s thing.
It was not a Canadian
Because
thing.
I only had 3 channels too. when I was in
For
America.
sure. And mostly hockey was on, to be honest.
And one channel that was all hockey.
Right, exactly, all the time.
How many channels do y'all have up there that are just devoted to hockey?
One where they just go and get the sap out of the maple tree.
Right, exactly. It would actually probably be fun to watch, you know. No, I don't think there's any, like, it'd be like saying what channel is, I guess it is NFL.
I was about to say, pretty sure there is one for us.
Yeah. Oh, no, I mean, you know, like the
does
NFL,
spruce me.
you'll catch on like one of the broadcast channels will get the license for it. So it'll be ESPN, ABC,
Yeah,
something like that,
yeah.
right? But same with hockey up there. It's a
Yeah.
CBC and
Yeah,
CBN
exactly. We do have like hockey night in Canada,
Yep.
just like you have, you know, football, Monday Night
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Football.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
pretty similar.
I grew up on hockey night in
said,
Canada.
I've got a picture of me in Red Green. I went to one of his stand-up live shows.
Oh, very nice.
If you don't know about Red Green, you need to go on YouTube and catch some of the old Red Green. It was sometimes not very politically correct, but he was always very well-meaning guy. It felt like if Captain Kangaroo told adult jokes.
Oh,
Is the way I describe Red Green.
it would probably be really refreshing because I think he probably was very like mentally funny. Do you know, like not crass funny, but maybe I'm wrong.
No,
I don't
very
know.
very obscure.
Yeah.
And very like sedate, I guess I would call it. You know, but poignant jokes.
Right.
Like he would make social statements, but it would be fun and funny and not be like demeaning.
Politically charged.
Yeah, he never did
yeah.
politically charged, but
Yeah.
well, he did do some politically charged things. That was what he was. You know, he
Oh,
got known
okay.
for that. But if you do it in a very welcoming manner that wouldn't piss people off, he wasn't trying to piss everybody off.
Right.
He was just doing funny stuff.
Yeah.
He was like Wilson over the fence on Tool Time. Oh yeah,
Oh,
okay,
there-
also true.
That's right. That's person. Now,
Oh.
that would probably be a great, everybody knows who that is.
Yeah.
Speaking of Wilson, I think we should try and find a trio of volleyball heads with bold power red handprint on them.
Oh
with
my
our
God.
names for Gabe while we're gone next week, because the entire side of this building is gonna be gone.
Well,
And I just envision
Christopher,
having.
when he was over there by himself, nothing.
Yeah.
Well,
But he was
That's not
talking
fair.
about having a ball with a face on it, and we talked about the same thing. Like
Yes.
Wilson, Wilson,
I really want to find volleyballs and do that.
Wilson.
So volleyballs are widely available, Jordan.
I know. I'm just thinking about this. This needs to happen. Gabe, would that make you feel more comfortable having a trio of volleyballs?
Wilson.
Jeep Nate, nope, not PAX West. They're heading out to Nova Open.
Wilson, and Wilson.
So there we go. We get very mossy wood look going on.
Let's try to find one of those volleyballs. Ancient legend.
The ancient legends.
I like that. That is really nice, Jason. That came out so good.
Yeah, and now what we do over the top of that is take brown transparent and do it also very, very thin and focus on the highlight areas.
And this is all from since the start of the stream.
Oh, yeah.
He's
Oh
done
my
this cool
gosh.
thing.
Yeah,
since-
literally we started
even the
it
primer.
unpainted.
It wasn't
Oh,
even
wow.
primed at the beginning of the stream.
Oh wow.
Yeah. so super fast.
And so when you go over it with all the different layers of washes, are you just kind of I don't want to say haphazardly.
Yes,
I know
haphazardly placing it. Well,
okay.
in a sense that you want to cover evenly.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to go area to area. So as I work around the stump, I'm trying to do like vertical sections of it.
Right.
Do all of that to the roots, and then come on and very quickly blend that edge and work over here. And then here and here and here. So not haphazard in like spots everywhere.
Yeah.
You want to do full coverage, because the thing with washes is that they will get a coffee staining effect because they're so wet that when they dry, all the pigment tends to flow to the outside. That's what coffee staining is, right?
Yeah.
It's like you have a little bit of coffee grind in the coffee, and it's so diluted that when it dries, all of that has moved to the edge of the water bubble.
Right.
Right? Because every time you get a water on a surface, it's technically a water bubble.
Right.
And so all that pigment moves to the outside the thinner you make the paint, and you get that stain around the edge. Okay. And that can give you lines on the model that don't make sense. So you want to keep moving.
I see.
But it is haphazard in that you're not doing it in a detailed manner. Right. You're not having to like precisely place the paint. I don't care if I get outside the lines. I do this stuff usually early in the process. Okay. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Okay.
I will look at the model. That's a good point. I will look at the model and say, what is the majority of stuff I'm painting on here? And in this case, it's wood takes center stage, because just about everything on the model has got some wood on it. So I'll do all the wood first, and I don't care if I get a little color on the little cloth or his skin, because I'm going to go back and paint those after in a way more detailed manner.
Gotcha.
Sometimes that can get you into trouble, because sometimes you'll paint like all the armor is the bulk of the model, and there's skin pieces in between armor plates, and now you're trying to play operation and get the brush in there without making the nose light up. But
Estrella said, speaking of transparent paint, for the red cloak short, did you thin the transparent red? So if they thin it more than just using a damp brush, it'll show on the short red, and then it'll show like a little droplet and say water. So
correct.
Most often it's just, if it doesn't say that, then it's just the wetness on the brush.
The methodology also talks about it as well. Oh, maybe do it. I definitely think that is 100% correct. What Jen said is accurate.
What?
It's just, I was thinking in my head, and then I was like, yep, everything you said is 100% correct.
Oh.
Yeah.
Didn't know some things. She's been around. Transparent brown.
The loaded brush tag on, there's two colors I think that have it, and it's heavy titanium white and heavy warm white. And those are, the loaded brush technique is, so those two colors are from our signature series artists, and it's just a style of painting that they do, where they take a standard color, just like they're going to paint, and they fill up their brush with that, and then they just they dip the tip of the brush into one of those heavier colors, and then it creates a blend. I've never done it. I've only heard it explained like that, so these guys can fill in a little bit more.
Yeah, it's a method that's meant to allow you to do some quick wet blending on the model live for highlights, typically. You will take a little tip of a bright color like titanium white or warm white. You'll load the brush with a liquid acrylic, like our normal paints, like say jade, and then dip it in heavy warm white. Just the tip, like literally just the dot on the tip. And then when you go and paint on the model, you start with light pressure on the tip to get that bright white. And then as you apply pressure, it starts to bleed the color in the brush, in this case like the jade, and the jade will then start blending with that white, and you'll get a blended tail into darkness out of that. So it's a very particular way to do like highlighted edges. You can do blending on armor with it. You can go with bigger brushes and do larger areas, but I prefer wet blending. I don't think that tip loading is great for that unless you're a master of the process. It gets a little scary to use that way. But yeah. Great process, but it requires the paint that you're loading the tip with to be very, very heavy, right? So that is the transparent brown kind of consistency I'm going for, just like the green. You can see through just about all of it. And then we'll take the same big brush, and with the same kind of whimsical approach, we're just going to put that onto the tops here.
Gabe said, hi, Mom, you're on TV.
Yeah. He finally sat down. He's been running around.
Rikuat said, would you recommend using a paint shaker or best to shake by hand? For ours, like Gabe said, Ours have an agitator inside, so you don't need a shaker. Just shaking them up by hand will get them nice and mixed up for you.
Yeah, I've never used a paint shaker. They're not necessary. I've talked to people who have like maybe they have arthritis, being able to shake a paint bottle long enough is not good for their wrist and things like that, so you definitely can use them. Be careful with these vortex mixers. Vortex mixing comes from the theory of mixing what are called solutions, not suspensions. And suspensions are what you're dealing with acrylic paint. And they will tend to move the heavy particles to the outside. You can imagine like a tornado. It'll pick stuff up and throw it around. The heavier stuff gets flung the furthest. So just be careful with that. Don't set it in the... We get people that are like, I put it in the vortex mixer for like 5 minutes. I'm like, well, that's going to unmix it.
Game Delay is requesting whimsy as part of future methodologies. I personally think whimsy is something that just has to happen live. There's not really a way to put it into methodology words. But what do I know?
And with the brown, you'll see I'm not slopping it everywhere. I'm kind of sticking to the higher levels, and I want to see how it goes into the green, letting the green be on its own at the base. And we're seeing it sitting in there pretty nice, right?
Oh, yeah. Especially the stuff you did earlier, or just...
Yeah, like right in here.
Yes.
Yeah. Gives me a good staining. And then I can come back if I don't like, if I need a little bit more brown here, then I'll put it there. But being a little less with my coverage. Like up here, I put it across the top of the leg, and then I just kind of lessened it until there's none at the bottom.
Darth Maul and I disappointed by the asterisk. Thought you were saying that we were magic. Romeo, that is some aggressive shaking. Romeo said, I can confirm a paint shaker too long with Pro-Acryl will cause the bead to break the transport seal if you haven't removed it yet.
What the heck?
Some aggressive shaking.
You gotta be shaking it like crazy.
I feel like there's a story behind that.
And then Darth Mullen said, Monument hobbies are literally magic. And then added a second asterisk, transparent. Not just us. Thank you, Ghost Hunter.
Wah, wah.
But also the transparents are magical.
I mean, they are.
But also...
But they came from us, and we're magic too.
Yeah. By that logic, we are also magical.
From the mind of a wizard.
You're a wizard, Jason?
I mean...
Wait, does that mean...
Have you seen my butt?
No.
No.
Shannon has the right answer.
I have not. I imagine Shannon hasn't either.
No, I can't confirm.
That was a wizard's butt joke.
I know.
From the butt of a wizard.
From the butt of a wizard comes Pro-Acryl.
Oh, no. I don't think that should be our new...
No, I know.
I feel like that's the whole deal right there. Like, that's our new marketing campaign. Gabe?
Well, it was nice knowing all you
Whiteboard!
Jen,
We're
I'm
not
out.
going to sell any more paint after this.
We're done.
Pro-Acryl from the butt of a wizard. I think we'd make millions. It's like, on second thought.
Nelly paint.
This is not what I expected it to be.
You people. Wimps.
I feel like the character, minifigure that you're painting, Jason, is out of like a Midsummer's Night's.
It feels like it, right?
Yes.
He is the Pan Fawn's sire, so it has kind of that,
Yes.
It is these armies for this Fates Entwined campaign that we are partnering with Dragon Trappers Lodge. It's their models.
Oh.
And it is very fey creature, right?
Oh, I love it.
They're amazing.
Yeah.
Like, this model's amazing. The armies are amazing. There's 2 full armies. One is kind of the dark fey, of which the Pan Fawn is. I don't know that he's necessarily a leader, but definitely one of the more kingly featured models in it. The other one is this really cool flowery. She's called the Sealy Queen.
Oh, Oh, wow.
And she has these really neat, like, flower petal wings.
Holy cow.
And sitting on a flower petal and a big flower staff. And, yeah, just a tremendous model.
Oh, wow.
So, and the rest of that army has, like, knights that ride bumblebees.
Oh,
And,
my gosh. What? Oh,
Yeah.
it sounds fantastic.
yeah. Well, we happen to have all of them.
This is my, yeah.
She's like, but wait.
She's like,
Guys,
but,
I just feel like
wait.
every day, just a new curtain is being pulled aside, just revealing more and more and more. Fantastic.
This world you work in,
I know,
Shannon,
I love it.
is pretty crazy.
I love it.
Consider that there's so many people that don't even know that this world exists.
Oh.
And then, as you said, it's great. It's like you peel back the layers of an onion, right? It's like, oh my God, what is going on? Oh, what?
Yeah. No, it is. It's just really.
Jen and I meet all these business owners and stuff, and they're like, you do what? And then they'll go home and research it. And then they'll come back and they'll be like, oh, I looked at a website and you got some cool stuff.
I like your model too.
No,
Jordan.
it's okay.
It's not.
It's Shannon. It's okay. No, I
That one
understand.
just-
You better, because that one's ours.
I do like it.
Ooh, Shannon.
The colors of the one that Jason is painting they're just so like exactly what I needed today. And your colors I needed in the
woodsy?
morning. Yeah, woodsy I
Woodsy?
needed towards the end of the workday.
Mm.
Your colors, that's how your model is how I feel in the morning when I arrive to work. Let's go.
Yeah, yeah.
Bright.
I was going to say, that is a very Shannon
Is there,
model right there.
is there a wonder why I always paint, or I often paint models like this? This is like my standard way of painting models. Is like bright and,
Yeah, no, I do like
and
it.
shiny.
Just to, it's like a shot of caffeine. That's what your
It's
model
like
is.
a shot of caffeine. Oh my
But
gosh.
color wise.
Just like, I can't handle your model right now, Jordan. It's too much. There's a whole lot going on, and it is too much.
No, it's not too much. Just it's more soothed.
It's more
by-
appropriate for the morning hours of the day.
Yeah.
And then there's me. I'm always in like really somber earth tones and desaturated palettes generally. My whole world was military scale models for so long. And when you paint military models, there's just not a lot of oversaturated colors. Most of it is sun faded greens or, winter washed white. And none of it really has that big punch because there's not a lot of space for that. You might do a diorama where you have like a wall poster on a wall that was in color.
Oh,
And that might be the only color in the entire diorama because everything else is
right.
in mud and dirt. And, I never painted blood. I wasn't, that wasn't very realistic. And, but all of the armor colors and stuff were grays and yellows and, field drabs and all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
there's not a lot of chance to go bonkers with color. So when I started back into miniatures, and even when I started originally in miniatures, the miniatures we were painting were like Starship Enterprise, Dungeons and Dragons minis, and the paints that we had, the enamels and stuff, were not really conducive to doing super bright colors either. I guess you could have. But there wasn't like a whole world available to you of 126 colors to choose from.
True.
And as a kid, learning to get my paints, because number one, I didn't have a lot of money. So the colors I got on my allowance, the 4 colors I was able to go buy, or 3 colors I was able to go buy, had to be mixed to make everything else. So I was buying field greens and grays and mixing them together. And as you mix paints, they desaturate and start to not be as bright anyway.
You were a mixologist even at a young age.
I didn't know what I was doing back then. I just did it till it looked right. Nowadays, I have to pay attention. Now it can't just look right. I got to understand like how it's doing what it's doing. Because I got to give it to other people, and they got to go use it and be okay with it. So. I am digging this.
It's such a cool model.
Yeah, it really is.
How are you gonna do the skin?
I haven't thought about that yet.
Okay, fair. Fair enough.
Yeah, I haven't thought about it. You know me. Plan? What?
Yeah. I did.
Right now, I'm just making the wood look like a cool wood.
True.
I never know what I'm doing.
I don't know about that. I think you discover the plan as you go along, but I think you always know what you're doing.
Oh, that might be fair.
Yeah. I think Jason is a man of much knowledge. And
I know what the paint's gonna do.
Yeah.
I don't always really know how it's gonna look on the model, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of, like, for a long time in my painting career, I was painting canvases and just kind of slopping paint around, doing album covers and things like that and just having fun. And, you know, it was much easier to fix what you didn't like because it was a flat surface that you could just paint over. Super easy. There was no priming, no time spent, you know? Get the canvas, get the paper that I was doing it on, whether I was doing gesso or acrylics or whatever. I didn't really mess with oils much because I hated the cleanup and the dry time. I'm too impatient for oils. But while I was painting, it would really just be a matter of, you know, oh, this might work, and blend it together. And if it didn't, you'd be like, oh, well, I'll paint that patch black and start over. Because I was not always right. So you get used to fixing stuff very quickly. And I like that carries over very well into minis, even though having a three-dimensional model is much harder to erase your work, right? Because you got to go back and reprime and getting all the nooks and crannies, especially if you painted it a bright color. Erasing a bright color can be kind of tough and getting back to a starting point. But it helps with the fearlessness of, I don't care if it works or not. I'm just going to put it on the model, and I might like it. So again, I'm just using this like a wash, as you can see. I'm just banging the brush around on it. Don't really care. The nice thing with, again, models like this that allow you to get away with murder because they have these natural surfaces that would not be consistent coloration anyway. When have you picked up a piece of wood and had it be a consistent faded color? Not how wood works. Got lots of pits and spots in it. And
I love the way that driftwood looks.
oh, yeah.
It's such a weird, eerie kind of way that wood can look. Just like slow polished.
Oh, yeah, especially, yeah,
ocean.
you know, from water and the mineral content and all that kind of stuff. Wood can do amazing things. Petrified
wood. Oh,
yeah,
that
yeah,
stuff's
crazy stuff. You can polish it like a rock.
Mm-hmm.
Rikuat, sorry, I don't know how to say it. I'm
I think
guessing.
Rikuat's
Said,
pretty
have you ever painted Gundams?
Yeah.
I've built one.
You've built a Gundam before?
I built a Gundam on street.
Wow.
Someone sent. Was it?
Not what I would have expected.
Someone sent us it. Sent us two.
It might have been Keyline Prime.
That does sound right. Yeah.
I think it was Keyline Prime.
Yeah.
And he sent you one that was like a chibi Gundam.
Mm-hmm.
Fun little thing. And me a Zaku.
It might be on the shelf in my office.
It is.
Is it?
Well, it's somewhere in this office. I've seen it.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
I do too. Yeah.
So see how we get that mossy green, right? But the brown covers it and blends it back into just kind of the shadows and the crevices, right? Like there, really good.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Mo, enjoy your Taco Bell. Try Jason's new favorite gourmet dish there.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know what they're called. Something street.
Yeah.
Cheesy street chalupas.
Cheesy street chalupa.
Street chalupas.
I'm telling you,
Fancy Taco Bell.
it doesn't make it feel like Taco Bell.
It doesn't make
it
it
was-
feel
And
like
everything it
Taco
comes with is very Taco Bell. They don't have any accoutrement to go with it, so you just get two of those and go home and drink water with it or have a beer or something. But that's what I did the other night. I was like, I'm not real hungry, but I really like those things. The first time I got it in one of their combos, it's just too much food. And then the next time you go and get just two of them, they just come two little wrapper. Nice. But
Hang
Mo,
in
hope
there,
you start
Mo.
feeling
We
better,
love ya.
man. Sorry about everything that's been going on.
Yep.
Keep your chin up. Come join us. Have some fun.
Bell.
Well, it's like they are good.
Well,
See?
Resident Taco Bell expert.
I'm excited to try one of these things, to be honest with you. Sounds delicious.
What do we think, chat? Did I just show you a neat way to get some cool wood?
Yeah.
That sounded weird saying out loud.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Ay, ay, ay. Jason. Jason.
I mean,
King of interesting statements.
they get what they pay for.
They get what they're not paying for anything, Jason.
That's exactly why.
Uh,
It's, the value is equal to what you pay. Yes. I'm like that video of that girl that on the everybody's celebrating birthday, and she picks up the candy thing and smashes it on the floor. And have you seen that one?
No.
It's this little skinny girl, and the family's like taking a photo, and I don't remember what it is, if they're blowing party favors or it's Halloween, and she picks up the candy. Everybody's like, ah, and she picks up the candy thing, and goes, ah, and smashes it, and ah, and like roars like she just murdered the army. It's the funniest thing. Well, that family has done that every year since. And you can go watch the montage of what she does every single year and how she tries to break stuff, and the dad will grab it away from her the next year, and she keeps growing and getting bigger, and it's hilarious.
Oh.
That's awesome.
Absolutely hilarious.
Uh,
Well, Tom's like, I do pay. Hell, the price just went up. Oh my God. Do not sub to us from your phone. Twitch just raised the subscription price starting in September to $7.99.
What?
They just went from
they went from $5 to $6.
well, it was $4.99 to
it's $4.99.
$5.99.
Correct. Yeah.
But now on phone, they've made it $7.99
Just on
to
phone?
cover rising
Yeah.
costs of you being on your phone, I guess. I don't know. Don't do that. Like, literally, guys,
for your
we love
phone.
you. We love that people sub. If you're going to sub, and we love that you do, sub from your home computer or not at all. Don't spend $7.99 on us from Twitch or on your phone.
Spend that $7.99 on some paint.
Yeah, like literally $7.99. You could buy a paint and get it shipped to your house.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously. It was always more expensive on phone? That makes no sense.
Yeah, that's dumb.
That's stupid.
Yeah, Twitch, I said it.
Yeah, Twitch. If you're listening, which you are technically, that's silly.
stupid. Apple takes $1 of it? Seriously? So it's Apple that's the
Apple?
nasty
What
ones.
does Apple have to do with it? This is an Amazon platform.
I think because the
Well,
payment goes
if
through
they're
the
on their
Apple
phone,
platform.
it goes
for it.
either through, because you're using the Apple payment system on the phone.
Yeah.
I don't know that
What a
you.
scam.
It seems like if you sub on Twitch, you use PayPal. But I don't know. I don't know. Apple and Google take a cut.
Jen put up a whole bunch of cool links.
That's why you can't buy Amazon books through the Kindle app. Oh, that's right. That's right. For the longest time, you couldn't use the Amazon app to shop. Now you can, but
So it's basically like the tip option at checkout now for everyone. 4,660 teriyaki burritos in the Discord.
Teriyaki
Oh my
burritos.
God. I want it so bad. That's so funny. And Fuker, I can definitely tell you what the recipe is. It's dark plum
Oh.
mixed with
What?
faded ultramarine.
Who dat?
Intraventus with 88 raiders.
Intraventus, how you doing, girl?
Raiders. We were about to wrap up.
How you doing, girl? Intraventus, amazing cosplayer. Absolutely
Welcome,
kills
Raiders.
it. Absolutely kills it with her art too, painting miniatures,
Thanks for joining us.
using some pro acrylic over there. What are we doing today?
Jordan is right in the middle of explaining the blue that he used on his model.
Yep. It's faded plum plus faded ultramarine into faded ultramarine, and then a little bit of, I think I used dark warm flesh to mix into the faded ultramarine for like a little bit of that kind of like fleshy highlight. Pretty straightforward, but it looks nice.
Looks really good.
Ooh,
Yeah, the
happy
blue skin looks really good.
birthday.
Happy birthday, Intra!
Whoa, happy birthay.
Happy birthday.
And welcome everybody. If it's your first time over here, we are Monument
Virgo
Hobbies. We make the paint that she paints with
today?
sometimes. And playing some Sea of Thieves. I haven't played Sea of Thieves since it came out. I was painting this guy. This is the Pan Fawn Sire, which, by the way, let's get that link back in chat one last time. We have partnered up with Dragon Trappers Lodge, a fantastic group of sculptors and creatives that do STLs that you can 3D print of miniatures. And they have a amazing campaign going on right now, right, with Fates Entwined, which is two very Fey, really cool Fey court type armies. One of them is the darker Fey, which has like the Pan Fawn, more of an animalistic approach, and then the Seelie courts, which this is the Seelie Queen. Very, she's a flower basically, just an amazing model. Like, I don't know how to describe it. She's a flower standing on a flower with a flower wand and a flower headdress and a flower freaking wings and just amazing stuff.
I like
So,
that a lot.
I know.
Yeah, it's just a great
Beautiful.
model, right? The
It's
concept of the
beautiful.
Seelie Courts is just amazing. All of the models for both of these factions are superior to anything that you'll buy outside of them almost, and are just fun. right? A little bit of whimsy in them. Like I said, the Sealy Courts have got models where you've got, like knights on bumblebees and all sorts of amazing stuff. So go check them out. Check the link that we put up in there. It is the last day of the campaign. If you'd like to support it, the nice thing about campaigns on the STL path, you don't have to wait. You'll have your models quickly. If you like to 3D print or have a friend that can 3D print, download those STLs here very close after the close of the campaign and have some fun painting them with us.
They said the sculptor rose to the occasion.
Oh, that was a good dad joke. That was a very good dad joke, Game Delay.
Wait, you liked a dad joke?
That was a good one. That was very timely and good.
Ismail Camarillo, I know Jason really wants to see it, but he hasn't seen it yet, as far as I know.
I was thinking about maybe going and seeing it tonight, but I haven't had time to even think about it today. That was one of the things I was thinking about, like go treat myself, because Jen's got horrible television night.
I mean, don't, because it's convention, but that's okay.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, they don't. You don't even have it at all. They didn't push it back.
I mean, it might be, but
oh, it'll be late.
Yeah,
that sucks. But anyway, thank you so much. Check out those campaigns. The My Mini Factory campaign, deliver when you pay, usually. Yeah, the STLs are usually available very quickly. That's why we like them. We don't support a lot of Kickstarters, but the STL ones, especially when you get models of this quality, this is just tremendous. These sculpts are great. You've seen me paint just this from prime to this with just basically dry brushing and washes that I've made today. So I think these armies would come together for even an intro-level painter and give you something to be really, really proud about. Plus, they're just freaking cool. We're going to continue painting him through tomorrow. Have a lot of fun. So thank you so much for hanging out with us. Remember, if you're new here, we are going to close shop. I'm sorry for all the Raiders that just showed up. We usually close up at 4 o'clock, but please hit that follow button. We stream Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. We're here in Arizona in the U.S. We'd love to see you back here, spend some time painting, telling fart jokes. We're pretty fun, sometimes. Ish. Yeah, I think so. Especially when Shannon joins us.
Yes.
Every once in a while.
Yeah, every once in a while.
Lots of fun without me.
Every once in a while. So thanks for hanging in. Stick around. We are going to make this raid. We'll take this raid trade and send it someplace else. Show some love in the chat we wind up in. Make sure to scroll back up, find those links. Go to MindMindHobbies.com. Check out Pro Acrylic Paints if you're into painting miniatures or looking to replace some of the paints and stuff that you already have to try something new. We will rock your socks. Have a wonderful evening. We'll catch you on the flip side and see you back here tomorrow.
Bye,
Adios,
everyone.
gang.
Bye.